I'm with James Lavelle, the real estate director at
Idyllic Developments.
Idyllic Developments, which is also part of the Idyllic Group,
Yes,
correct?
Correct.
And we're here today to discuss a new project that you guys have launched just the other week here in the area, and also to just find out a little bit about you and about the company. So let's just start with the cheesy obvious, which is tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I grew up here on the Costa del Sol. I've been with Idyllic Group, or Idyllic Developments, for 13 years. Started here in a sales role, but I've filled many roles throughout the group over that period of time. I've worked as business marketing development director, sales managers, sales director roles, and now ultimately into real estate.
And you're from the UK, I take it, originally?
I'm from the UK originally.
Whereabouts?
Yes, I'm from London originally. Yeah, so I lived in North London. I worked for the group running one of the sales offices there. We used to have big sales offices in the West End of London. So I spent the sort of last 4 or 5 years prior to COVID there in London, and then luckily moved back here to the Costa del Sol at the end of 2019.
Okay, and just to explain a little bit, tell me, I'll let you do this bit because otherwise I'll get it wrong. Tell me about Idyllic Developments and Idyllic Group and what it all is.
Okay. Idyllic Group, lots of divisions to the group, but effectively a hotelier first originally. So we run sort of 13, 14 different hotels around the world. So our main territories being here in the Costa del Sol, the Canary Islands, Turkey, the USA and the UK. Our development division really is born out of the back of that. So traditionally a hospitality company that started building and developing their own hotels. And over the last 13, 14 years, we've really had a massive push into development, but we've been building our own hotels since the 1980s.
You had a rebrand relatively recently, but you've been around in one form or another for tons of years. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, we've been on the Costa del Sol since 1984.
Okay,
so
you're well established.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the relationship, just for clarity's sake, between Idyllic and then Wyndham?
Okay, so Idyllic are effectively the group that build and develop the hotels, and Wyndham are effectively a franchise on top. So we build and develop hotels that we manage under the Wyndham brand or a variety of other brands.
What sort of other brands do you have?
Yeah, so we have Wyndham brands, Wyndham Grand, so the project we'll be talking about today is Wyndham Grand. That's the sort of pinnacle of the Wyndham portfolio. We also have Ramada brands, Ramada Hotels and Suites brands, and a variety of other micro brands.
Wyndham as a group is quite a large one, correct?
Yeah, I mean, Wyndham are the largest hotelier in the world. They operate over 9,500 hotels. To give you some scale, Wyndham Grand make up just 1% of that portfolio. So that's the sort of their pinnacle brand.
So that then leads me on to the project that you recently launched. Tell me a little bit about that. First of all, hit me with the name.
Okay, so the new project is called Wyndham Grand La Cala Golf Residences. Marks a bit of a turning point in strategy for both ourselves and for Wyndham. It's the first real residence first project, and it's a branded residence project that leads with residents as opposed to sort of being a hotel project.
So this is something that they can buy?
Yeah, so it's a fully residential development, the idea being that it is married with the services that would come with a sort of high-end hotel.
Which is what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is really that sort of sits in a segment. We're seeing more and more from sort of discerning buyers from around the world that they'd love to have an additional property, a second property, maybe even their primary residence, but servicing that to the level where they can have maid service daily, it effectively puts them in the driver's seat.
Right, okay. And now the project itself, so it's in where is it?
So it's in La Cala Golf. So it's in the middle of La Cala Golf Resort. It's actually the first plot as you enter the La Cala Golf. It overlooks the 5th and 6th fairways of the South Course in La Cala. Occupies a sloping plot that looks out over there, and it's comprised of 58 2- and 3-bed luxury townhouses.
Luxury, and La Cala Golf Resort, yeah?
Yes.
So that's the really nice, yeah, okay. Gotcha. Okay, and so what sort of prices are we talking about, starting prices?
Units there starting from 475,000 euros, escalating up to over €1 million for some of the frontline double wide facade units that occupy the sort of frontline space overlooking the golf course.
And am I right in saying that you do work with agencies, no? You collaborate with agencies?
Agencies are the lifeblood around here. So yeah, we collaborate with all of the agencies on the Costa del Sol. Absolutely, we love agencies on the Costa del Sol. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, we took a pretty hard strategic decision to not compete directly with our agencies. We don't directly market our products. We use agencies on the coast as our full distribution network. I think it's fair to say that there are some really really high quality, very diligent agents on the coast. So tapping into that network is a blessing that isn't so easily tapped into in other markets.
So if anyone's interested in collaborating on the project or listing the project, they would just get in touch with you guys through...
Yeah, absolutely. We have agent liaison teams, so they can get in touch with us through Idyllic Developments, receive all the information about the project.
Remind me about the name of the project.
It's Wyndham Grand La Cala Gulf Residences.
Ah, see, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Okay. But it is the Wyndham Grand thing is a thing, right?
Yeah, effectively. I mean, there's a sister Wyndham Grand resort on the Costa del Sol. We're currently sat in the Wyndham Grand Costa del Sol, and owners there will also have full access to the facilities here. So,
do you guys own this?
Yes, we own this resort.
Okay. In fact, you own most of the stuff around here.
I mean, we operate here around 1,500 rooms on the Costa del Sol. Put that in context, we welcome around 255,000 nights of accommodation per annum.
Okay.
So, yeah, we have a big space here, and this development here also has lots of facilities that owners in the new development will be able to tap into.
So just to be clear, because this is the rage, the development, which is called
Wyndham Grand La Cala Gulf Residences,
is a branded residences project.
Exactly. We actually launched the first Wyndham Residences here in Spain. So here actually in Europe. So when we did the original brand deal with Wyndham, they wanted to bring their Wyndham Residences concept to Europe. We were the first to do that. We were very well positioned with that because we already operated a massive number of apart hotel style accommodations. So to put Wyndham Residences, Wyndham Grand Residences, Wyndham Residences on the door was a very natural fit. The big upside of Wyndham, of course, is that we had a great marriage with our brand standards. We were sort of very closely aligned on what we believe the experience of a good holiday looks like. So that was their Wyndham Grand Residences product. But this is a slight twist on that because it's a Residences First project.
Right.
It's not hospitality first like most of those other projects have been, where they are really first and foremost a hotel, but you can own a property here and come and stay in it when you want to. This is residence first that isn't going to be operated in the same way as a hotel with a changeover of guests all the time, but it allows the owners there to sort of turn the tap on and say, we want maid service every day, we want to use the concierge, we want to have all of those additional facilities that come with being in a hotel without feeling like they're living in a hotel.
So on the coast we have Epic Marbella by Fendigasa, we've got the new Karl Lagerfeld residences.
Yeah.
There's the one that was released the other week, the Tierra Viva by Lamborghini,
Yeah.
something. There is talk of a Missoni project coming along. You guys have the Wyndham stuff here. Is there any more of these that you're planning on doing in the area, or is this it for now?
We have a pipeline of other projects on the Costa del Sol. Our next project that will be coming immediately to market is actually in Tenerife. But we have a series of projects here on the Costa del Sol that we're working with, but brand to be announced. So unfortunately, I can't give you any more than that at the moment.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, Alfredo.
Speak to you soon.
Let's speak to you.